Hello ladies and gentlemen, you join us today for an unboxing video. As you can probably see, I've got the gun already out. It's the Remington Vought. What else do we get inside the box? Well, you get our Remington Vought manual. You get a 3x9x40 scope, which won't be used with the gun, a set of mounts, 2 magazines, and there should be inside the box here a bag with all the accessories and the filler probe for this gun. But sadly, when I got it home today, I found out that was missing and not inside the box. It's been sent out to me, so at the moment I can't even fill the gun up or do anything with it as such. You've got to wait till tomorrow when the parts are being sent out to us from Solware. Now, besides that, the gun itself, what do you think? Now you're thinking straight away, I would say, where's the air cylinder? Well, the air cylinder is actually surrounding the barrel. Now, don't let that put you off or think that, like, you know, you got a short shot count on that, because you've not. If you buy this in 177, you will still get 150 shots according to Remington. If you buy it in 22, you'll get 170 shots. So even though, as I say, the air cylinder is surrounded by the barrel, and the idea of that, it's a design to make it look more like a rimfire gun, isn't it? Right, now then, the weight of the gun, 6.8 pounds or 3.1 kilograms if you're in pounds, pence and whatever else you want to calculate it in. The length, 43.7 inches or 111 centimetres. Nice stippling effect here on the main forestock, and there's a nice bit of stippling here around the hand grip. Rather large, thick butt pad on the back there. Again, I think that's more a design idea than anything that's going to help you with the gun. Obviously they'll have a thicker butt pad on a rimfire gun due to the fact is the kickback. This being a PCP air gun, there shouldn't be a kickback really, or hardly anything. Now, underneath the gun you will see 2 meters, 1 manometer and 1 regulator gauge. That's because, yes, it's regulated. Now you'll be looking at this as well and thinking, how the hell do you fill it? Well, if you screw the end off here, it reveals an 1/2 inch UNF thread, and you'll see a small hole there just behind that. You put your filler probe into there and that blows up this tube in here, fills it with air, ready to fire. Now, I looked at this earlier on, that is an 1/2 inch UNF thread on the end of the gun. Now you could put a silencer on there if it's needed. I can't even shoot a shot off, it's absolutely flat of air at the moment, so I couldn't say whether it's loud or not. Being as it's a fully shrouded barrel because of the air tank around it, I'm taking it should be okay. But if you did need a silencer, one thing I have noticed is the filler probe hole is going to be exposed at all times, so it's open to grease, dirt and whatever else, which is something that really you don't want to be doing. There's no kind of filler probe cap or anything there to fill that unless it's in the accessory pack, which is missing, so I'll leave that until I do actually know for certain if that's the case. But without anything there to plug up the hole, I would not really put a silencer on there and leave that open to the elements. I'd stay with the screwed on end cap that came with the gun. Hopefully it's quiet enough and it doesn't need a silencer. Now, as we know, the 3x9x40 scope that come with it will be a standard Remington affair that comes with even the cheapest of brake barrels, and won't be getting used with this gun at all. I'll be putting a decent Nico Sterling on there at least, so it'll get a fair good chance it'll have the same kind of scope as all the other guns in our battle league, so it won't miss out there. Also, looking at the gun and the design, obviously we know air tank under the bottom there, you can see the design's gone at looking like a rimfire gun, isn't it? And I think they've gone a little bit over the top maybe, and with that large rubber butt pad trying to pretend like it's got a little bit of a kickback, which being an air gun shouldn't. But I don't know, I think it's all about what you see in the eye of the beholder really. Like, is this the design you like? If it is, it's great. Another thing is, I was supposed to be picking up a FX DRS today. This is supposed to copy the DRS's design, so I couldn't get the DRS today, so I took this one instead. Due to the fact is it's more or less a copy of the DRS, it's Remington's version of it. Is it as good as an FX DRS? I don't know. We're going to find out, I suppose, when it gets through into the battle leagues and it goes through its test and review and so on and so on. But it's up against some really stiff opposition coming up, really, because it's got the Reximex zone, which is regulated. It has the Vought HW110, and it also has the BSA TS Ultra. All these guns, big names, and they've got all the gear there to cause a bit of an upset to anybody. Can this Vought, regulated and set up as it is, put in a battle against those? I don't know, you know, but if it can in some way pinch a win off one of the guns there, I think it's done outstandingly well, because in this next section we've got up of the battle here, the next 6 guns that will be coming in, this is probably going to be the cheapest one that's in there. This one will be retail at the moment, I think around the 475 mark. I think Solware are doing these at 450, so that's a bit of a bargain. Solware always try to undercut recommended retail price, so they will always be a slight bit cheaper than most places because they don't get a retail price on their stock at all. So it's a good buy at 450. Now, bearing in mind at that 450, you do get a starter scope which will get you going, but to be quite honest, I will be fair, I wouldn't use one. If you want to get the most out of this gun, put a decent scope on it. And you may need a silencer. Don't forget, I've not shot this yet. It may be quite loud and it will have to have a silencer on, so budgeting for that too. So if you budget $4.50 in for the gun, about £75 to £80 for your scope, £50 maybe for your silencer, you're probably looking all in all to get this up and running close to £600. You'll also need a bag if you want to be taking it out anywhere, so you know you're pushing very close to 600 and over there, aren't you? When this gun's done in the league, I will put it up for sale a sight less than that with all those bits that it needs. So if this is the kind of gun that interests you, keep an eye on Gun Trader, because once I've finished recording with these guns, that's where they go on Gun Trader. And without the people who buy these guns off me, I can't keep the channel running because I get no help from nobody. Solware, they do, I do sponsor Solware because they get all my supplies of guns in and they do look after me now and again. But besides that, everything I have to pay the same as everybody else does, and to keep this running I need to sell the guns on. That is the Remington Vought unboxing, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how this gun can perform. I really hope it can, with the design it's got, outperform some of the big guns that we've got in this next section. It'd be nice to see it do it. Don't forget, we have had the Remington T-Rexes in, we've had the rifle and the bullpup, who both did well and didn't embarrass themselves at all, and they were at the bargain bucket end of the PCP guns. This one is at least a step or two above. Hopefully this can do better. Don't forget, it is regulated, so that will help. We'll get it out next time now for a pellet test, and then we'll see how it does in its test and review. See you all in those videos coming very soon. Bye bye now.